Excuse me?
Please.
Could you capture me the menu?
This is so the way.
강의가 어디 있을까? 너한테 맡기시죠. 뭐야, 내가 먼저 못했지? 냄새가 많이 나는데 이걸 뭘 찾지? 이거야?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. Imagine if with just one trip, one small smile, and one seemingly different look, two people could bring peace to millions of people around the world. That's what happened when Jimin and Jungkook's names were mentioned again in one sentence, in one warm moment, and on one trip that left many wondering. Was this just a coincidence? Or was this their subtle way of saying that everything was okay? That no matter what people thought, no matter what was said, their relationship remained intact, strong, and meaningful. The big headline we heard today wasn't just hype. Jikook ensures they don't break up. Sounds like a bold statement, but beneath it lies something softer, deeper, and more sincere. It wasn't about the official announcement, nor about the words spoken directly, but about the language of the heart conveyed through their attitudes, togetherness, and the way they were present with each other. Furthermore, the trip to Busan brought fans' imaginations to life. It was as if a small story was being written quietly, without the need for a big stage, without the need for excessive attention. Busan was no ordinary city for Jungkook. It was a place that held many memories, a sense of home, and a wealth of emotions. So when speculation about a trip there together surfaced, fans immediately felt a mixture of hope, happiness, and curiosity. For many, it wasn't just a vacation or a relaxing trip. It felt like a symbol of comfort, of closeness, and of the choice to spend time together in a meaningful place. What made it all the more intriguing was how Jimin always seemed at ease around Jungkook. There was a kind of calm that wasn't feigned, forced, or explained. Jimin's gaze often resembled that of someone who knew they were in a safe place. Meanwhile, Jungkook, in his own way, displayed a simple but genuine sense of concern. It wasn't loud, dramatic, just consistent and caring. In the fast-paced entertainment world, where rumors easily arise and speculation often outweighs reality, Jikook seems like a couple who have nothing to prove. They aren't chasing approval, nor are they trying to justify every assumption. They simply go at their own pace, and that's precisely why many people feel confident that their relationship isn't fragile. On the contrary, it feels stable and understanding. Small moments have always been Jikook's favorite language. The way Jungkook glances at Jimin before speaking, the way Jimin chuckles when Jungkook does something spontaneous, or the way they often stay at a comfortable distance. Not too close to be overbearing, not too far to feel unfamiliar. Everything is in a balance that warms the heart. When news of the trip to Busan began circulating, many fans felt a different kind of excitement. Not a sense of excitement, but rather a gentle curiosity. It was as if this was a story that didn't need to be explained in big words. Just one photo, one snippet of a story, or one small gesture was enough to soothe the heart. Interestingly, it wasn't just Jikook's fans who noticed these moments. Even the Taekookers seemed captivated. Not in a competitive sense, but in awe. Jungkook, with his mature and caring demeanor, could leave anyone speechless. He seemed so calm, so confident, and so genuine in the way he treated those around him. It was a charm that wasn't feigned, and that's precisely why it felt so powerful. There was something about Jungkook that made people feel safe. The way he was present without trying to dominate, the way he listened without always having to talk, and the way he showed concern without needing a grand stage. When combined with Jimin's warmth, it created a combination that made many feel that no matter what happened, they would always have each other's backs. Perhaps this was why many felt like Jungkook was ensuring them, even without words. Not confirming the public, not confirming the world, but confirming each other. That no matter what changed around them, one thing remained constant. A sense of comfort, a sense of trust, and a desire to walk together no matter how far it might take. The trip to Busan, if it ever happened, could have been just another moment for them. But for fans, it felt like a small piece of a larger story. The story offits about two people who choose togetherness as their home. It's about two hearts that don't need to shout to show they're okay. Just being present, just walking side by side, makes everything clear. And perhaps that's where Jikook's beauty lies. They don't rely on big words or exaggerated gestures. They're simply themselves. Calm, warm, and meaningful. Whenever rumors or doubts arise, they respond with calmness, as if silently saying, "We're okay. We're still here."
どこにありますか? ここですか? 지민상 잘 나옵니까?
Jimin is often seen as a very empathetic figure. He reads the atmosphere with great subtlety, understanding feelings without having to hear many words. Around Jungkook, that gentle side becomes even more apparent. There's a certain way Jimin looks at Jungkook, as if he's seeing more than just a colleague or friend, but someone whose presence truly matters. His gaze isn't demanding, but rather understanding. And that's where many fans feel Jimin has always been Jungkook's safe haven. Meanwhile, Jungkook is the type to express his feelings through actions. He's not always adept with words, but his actions often speak louder. The way he stands closer, the way he makes sure Jimin is comfortable, or even small gestures like adjusting his steps to match the rhythm. These may seem simple, but it's precisely in that simplicity that sincerity feels most real. When people say, Jikook made sure they didn't break up, perhaps they don't mean a literal statement, but rather an emotional impression. The impression that amidst all the rumors and speculation, they chose to remain present with each other. They chose not to distance themselves, not to disappear, and not to allow an emotional distance to grow. It's a form of reassurance that doesn't require an official announcement. The trip to Busan, from an emotional perspective, felt like a symbol of trust. Busan wasn't just a city. For Jungkook, it was home, a childhood memory, and the roots of who he was. If Jimin were there with him, it would feel like a sign of deep intimacy. Not an intimacy that needed to be flaunted, but an intimacy that was simply felt by both of them. Many fans imagine simple moments. Them walking along the beach, talking about small things, laughing without cameras, and enjoying time without pressure. That image may be just a figment of the imagination, but it's precisely that imagination that makes Jikook's story feel so alive. Because behind all the big stages and spotlights, we all know that the most precious are often the small moments that go unnoticed. What makes this story even more compelling is the reaction of various fandoms, including Taekookers. Instead of feeling threatened, many seem captivated. Jungkook, with his natural charisma, is able to captivate anyone. There's a growing aura of maturity about him. He no longer seems indecisive, but rather someone who knows what he feels and how to protect it. And perhaps that's why Jungkook can captivate anyone, including Taekookers. Not because of the sensationalism, not because of the drama, but because of the sincerity and maturity that increasingly radiate from him. Combined with Jimin's gentleness, a harmony is created that makes their story feel warm, peaceful, and meaningful. If you feel the same way, if you also feel that Jikook is in a beautiful and peaceful phase, don't forget to leave a small trace in the comments section. Share your feelings, share your favorite moments, or tell us what makes you feel confident in their togetherness. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the story, subscribe to the Jikook Diaries channel so you don't miss other heartwarming stories, and turn on notifications so that every bit of Jikook's emotional journey reaches you on time. Thank you for accompanying us until the end. Remember, in a world full of noise, Jikook always teaches us about serenity, trust, and the beauty of sincere togetherness. See you in the next video, and let's continue to celebrate Jikook's story with warm hearts and love.